What's going on, guys? As always, don't forget to like, subscribe, drop a comment. Without any further ado, we're going to go ahead and hop right in. So what we have going on here, these are our squash. You can see they're kind of taking over. We've been trimming them back best we can. Like this guy here, we'll give him a little bit of a trim. And we've been trying to take out the tomato. But I wanted to take a second to talk to y'all about flowering and production. How do you tell between a male and a female flower? I know some people like to hand pollinate. We don't, but I figure this would be a good time for us to go ahead and show you what we're working with. So for example, down here, as you can see, there's a stem right here, this guy here, and then there's a flower. This is a male flower. Now right here, you can kind of see the stem, a small premature fruit with a flower here. This is a female flower. So this guy here needs to pollinate this guy here. And the reason that's important is because look at that. Look at all these male flowers going down. There's no fruit producers. There's no females. But like this one here, as you can see, this is one of the ones we've been breeding. Lots. There's a male there. And then there's a female here. Female. There's a male down over there. As you can see, this genetic that we've been making here actually has a higher female production than our Italian squash here. And the reason that's important is because as you're growing, see this guy here, if it decides to start rotting here, that means that it did not get pollinated. Now this one here, because of its size, leads me to believe it's possibly already been pollinated. We don't know for sure, because there is still a pretty large flower on that. Now, over here is a great example of a male flower. If you look on the inside, that singular stem is going to be a male. So this pollen here needs to get to the females over there. Now, you can hand pollinate, which one of these days I hopefully would like to show you. But ultimately, you actually have to have an open flower first. So, for example, you see down over here where there's a flower kind of popping, this is actually a cucumber. Oh, so we're not going to be able to hand pollinate that one. So because these females have not opened, we cannot hand pollinate. However, if this one was opened, what I would do is I would actually take, the easiest way is you take the flower off of here. Now we have a couple of flowers, so I'm not going to be too crazy worried about it. I'll just pop this premature one here. But when you open it, you can just rip this stuff off here. See if we can get this ripped off. And that's basically what you do, is you just kind of make yourself like this little cup, and then you just go and dab this into the female flower for pollination. So you could essentially, see if we can open it. Now, I don't know if this would work or how exactly it works, but as a female flower, you can kind of see those multiple little stems in there, like the little ovaries, I guess. So that's what you want your pollen to touch. So for something like this, you take this, right? And you just kind of, well, hold on. Alright, and we're back. So what I did is I just kind of made it a little cleaner. You just kind of get it in there. Don't be scared to rub it around a little bit. Now, normally you really want this flower to kind of be budding out, but sometimes you can go ahead and just kind of pre-open it just a little bit, so that way you can access that inside. Now, most of the time, not all the time, but most of the time, water tends to kind of damage the pollen a little bit. So you do have to be kind of careful, try not to get it too crazy wet. But yeah, like I say, you just kind of get it up in there. You can kind of see now all of that pollen's kind of gone. So these guys should theoretically be flowered. Now, I will try to do a follow-up, because I am interested to see if that's going to kill it or not, in terms of killing the fruit here from busting that flower there. But generally, you want them to open up naturally, just like these guys here. to where you can see the multiple stems that the female flowers have. So that way you can just take the petals off and then pollinate the flowers once they're opened. But generally speaking, that's what your fruit production is going to look like. This is also going to help because if you're having pollinating issues, this is one of the ways that you'd be able to tell. Again, look for the female flowers. The fruits will not get mature. The flower will still be on there and they will begin to rot back. At that point, you're having pollination issues. So now you'll know how to hand pollinate as well as what to look for. Have a good one, and we'll see you in the next video.